Hello. Today I want to show you the latest journal I've been working on. This is my fourth journal, and it's the first journal that I've made just for making it. I'm not giving this to anyone, at least I haven't figured out who's gonna be the recipient of it or if it's gonna be mine, but I just wanted to try a new style. So this is like my practice journal for what I would think this could be a shabby chic style, although I'm not sure if I accomplish it. It is a mini journal. It's very tiny, and so let's look inside and let's do a flip through. First, let's talk about the cover and the outside things that I did. So for the cover, I used a Jello box. So this is the size of a Jello box that ended up being, let me measure it. So it's gonna be 4 by 3.5 inches. And the spine is 1.5 inch. I have 3 signatures in here. I think I could have fit a fourth one, but that was probably going to be too much. I started with just doing 2 signatures, and then I was like, oh, I still have space, so I'm going to make a third signature, and that's what I did. I made these charms. No, not charm. I don't know what they're called. I made this journal jewelry. And I made 2 holes in here. I think next time I just want to make one. I think I just wanted to make one, but it didn't ended up being centered because I made them after sewing my signature, so I didn't have a space to make it in the middle. Next time I'm gonna make sure to make the hole before I sew in my signature. So I used beads that I had before. From before. I also make jewelry, so these are fake pearls. They're not real. This is from something that my husband bought for him, and he gave me this feather, and then I put a ribbon with some beads at the end, and I really like it, and it makes a sound. To cover my Jello box, I used scrapbook paper from a paper pad that I showed in my first haul video that I'm gonna link somewhere. And so I used that paper pad. It's called the Oxford Garden, I think. Oops. And it's very pretty, but I did distress it. I used brown ink to make it look a little bit old on the corners, and then I put black ink all over the edges, because it looked like very nice and bright and new paper, but I wanted it to look old. And I used one of the cutouts that come in that paper pad to make the journal name. And I wrote journal myself. And so this is the first time that I'm using lace or any sort of fabric in a journal. So I use this eyelet trim in here. And for the closure, I use this lace that I have it glued in between my paper. So this paper is thick, plus the cardboard from the box. So the cover is really, really sturdy. And so I made a pocket here. So I'm gonna move my charms. Where I've been doing this for every journal. I make a little tag that it's at the beginning of the journal that says this journal belongs to. So I think that's gonna be a signature item that I'm gonna have in every journal. I used a lot of this washi tape throughout the journal. You're gonna see, because it is a really nice floral washi tape. So I have a tiny doily. This one's same coffee dyed, but I actually bought it from the Center for Creative Reuse. So it's a vintage doily. It is dark because it's old. And This journal has a lot of writing space. I kind of wanted to make a mostly naked journal, but I put some things inside as well, but it has a lot of writing space. And I got to start dyeing paper with coffee, so this is one of them. This is a book page from an old encyclopedia that I got for free from that same store where I got the doily. I'll link that other video where I show everything I got from that store. So I actually got the lace and most of the things. Again, most of the things used here are not new except the paper that I used for the cover and for the tags, but all the rest is secondhand. So I'm gonna link those two whole videos somewhere in the corners. Here I use my circle punch to cut a circle. And I use it as a little tag spot, and I put a ribbon because I was experimenting with sewing, so I sewed through and I didn't like how it looked like. So I put a ribbon to cover that, and I made this tiny tag with some scraps pieces of paper, and then I put a sticker in there. It's very tiny. This is a paper pad that I've had for a while that has an owl. And more coffee dyed paper. And then here again, I used circle punches to cut circles from, I'm gonna show you where I'm cutting these things from. So this book that I also showed this book in that previous video that I got from the same thrift store. And this book, it's a paint book for painting your home with ideas for painting. But it has beautiful pictures that I think go very well with a Shabby Chic style. So I've been using a lot of these images actually to make different things. And so whatever pieces of left papers that I have left over, I start cutting circles because, I don't know, it's fun. And then I did use my sewing machine here to join them. And then I used it as a little tab. I didn't like how the glue looked here, so I put another piece of scrap paper in there to cover that. This is another paper that I've had for a while, and I put some ephemera paper, and this is a little something. Again, it's from that same book. It was a scrap piece of paper that I wasn't gonna use, but I thought, I don't know if you can see it very well, but I thought the details in this picture were would go very well with this journal. So what I just did is that I just sewn it around, and then I put this little tab that I stamp it, and I don't know, it's a little something to go in there in that pocket. And this is a coloring book paper. I made this again with a circle paint punch, and I made here a little hidden pocket where I put stickers so that the person who gets this can decorate the pages. And then more coffee dyed paper. This is a map. This is not coffee dyed. I've been using this to kind of clean my sponges when I stamp things. So all of that is ink. And I think I made some marks with my Posca pens as well, and they may look like coffee cups marks. But so I really like it. And on the other side, I made a belly band, and this is one of the tags that I made with just magazine pages folded and glued together, and I put some writing paper on the back. And this lady is from one of those other magazines that I've gotten from that same thrift store. So this is a model from the 60s. So I used that to make that tag. Another coffee dyed, this is graph paper. More coffee dyed paper, and I made, this is the middle of the first signature. And again, this is from that book, from this book. It's actually the same picture that's in the cover. It's also inside, so I cut it out and I ran my sewing machine around. I'm still practicing with sewing and paper, and I haven't used my sewing machine in a couple of years, so I'm kind of rusty. So I've made a few mistakes, as you can see, but I think it adds character because it's a chubby journal. I don't know if it turned out to be chic, but it is chubby for sure. So it goes with the theme. And then I made this tag. I had made a masterboard a while ago, and I hadn't finished this tag. So I finished them now by putting stickers. These are plastic stickers, so they had a shine to them, like the flower one. Both of them. But then I put matte Mod Podge, and it reduces that shine, and I really like the effect. And I put some lace on top and some more coffee dyed paper. As I said, there is a lot of writing space or like decorating space. I wanted to make like a mostly naked journal. So the map again, more coffee dyed paper, the other side of the coloring book page. And this is another tag that I made, well, more like a card that I made from that book. Again, this was just something that I wasn't going to use, but it had a nice flower bouquet. And to add some, I sewed through it. And again, it's not perfect. The machine started making weird things. But I left it because it gives texture, it gives character to it. And more ephemera paper. So again, I used that floral washi tape in several pages. Here again, the pink one that it's very pretty. Oh, this is a sticker that came out in another piece of paper. I try to keep all the papers and stickers that I'm putting inside as a surprise in the floral theme to go with the Shabby Chic style. Again, I don't think I achieved a real Shabby Chic style, but this is like inspired in it. And so the rest of the encyclopedia page, and I put a clear sticker in there. I don't know, I like, these are like dried flower stickers. I really like how it looks like with the text. And doily. And then we started the second signature. So this special paper that I got secondhand, I don't know, I call it special because I really don't know what it is. But it has a nice texture and a nice feel to it. This is a piece of paper that I used a long time ago to play with my stencils and paint and acrylic paint. And I've had it in my box of scrap papers, and I said, well, I'm gonna put it in here. I think it adds something to it. More of this faux dyed, coffee dyed paper kind of thing. Another tag that I made, this actually, okay, so this I backed it with coffee dyed paper, but this was a piece of a wall. It didn't have any designs, so I used it as a background, and I put some stickers and washi tape, and I ran my sewing machine. I like it. It looks interesting. More of those washi tape details. This is a map from the encyclopedia page. I don't know if you can see, but that encyclopedia has gold on the edges of the pages, so you can sometimes catch it, and it looks nice. This is a mini journaling card that I made from that masterboard that I have made a long ago. So just put a sticker and another belly band that I stamp it. Bonjour. More coffee dyed paper, and then this is, I made it with a circle punch. Again, this was a piece of furniture from that paint book, and then I put this shiny gold sticker that it's a clear sticker that I got from Temu. I thought they were individual flowers, but they are not. It's like a whole sheet. So I cut a piece of that sheet and I put it in there, and then I put a Mod Podge on top, so it made it a little bit matte, but you can still see the gold through it. And I thought it was like an interesting different tag. Oh, and I did run my sewing machine, and again it made a mess, but I think it gives character to it. More of that washi tape and stamp. This paper, I've also had it for a while now. Oh, this came out. I made it, I dyed this with food coloring. My son likes to do experiments with me, and he likes to play with, vinegar and baking soda and make the bubbles. And so sometimes I put dishwasher soap in it, not dishwasher soap, like dish soap in it, so it makes bubbles, and food coloring. It's a fun activity. And so we made a huge mess in the kitchen table. So then I just put some paper, some copy paper to absorb the color. It does have vinegar, but it doesn't smell like vinegar anymore. But it had it has like a different texture, and I really like the color. So I saved all of that paper, and next time we do an experiment, I think I'm gonna do the same thing because it's really cool. And then I made a tiny tag spot here to put some stickers, more coffee dyed graph paper, the other part of that encyclopedia map. This is actually a map from England, and so there are also images from, this is the English lowlands, so it's very pretty. More of that dyed experimental paper that I dyed. And these pages are from a booklet I received from my local botanic garden where I'm a member of. So I receive booklets every so often, and they always have beautiful pictures of flowers. So I use it to put in here. This is the middle of my second signature. I left the strings longer here, and I put some beads at the end. So more of that flowers, more of that food coloring dyed paper. And here I made a belly band, and I put some extra ephemera papers. More of England map. Well, no, this is Scotland. So I think it's Great Britain, because that volume of the encyclopedia, it is G. It's the letter G, so it's Great Britain. So we have more coffee dyed paper, another tag I made with the master board and stickers. And this lady, I cut it out from that encyclopedia book, and I thought it was like really nice. So, and it's the master board journaling card. I made a little tab here with the map and more tags. Oh, this flower, I also cut it out from the encyclopedia. I think old encyclopedia books, this is from the 80s, I think, are great source for a lot of material. So you can get your hands on used encyclopedia books if you can buy at a consignment store. I actually got those for free because the day I went, they were giving books for free. Those are great for many things. They usually have maps. They have, drawing of flowers or animals because it's an encyclopedia. So you go and look at, the word, and then there is a picture for each word. And so you get a lot of material from them. I really enjoy them. And sometimes they have pictures from the past, I would say, like from older people, and that you can use as for your tags, like this one here. Like you really don't need to buy new pictures or things like that. You can just use an encyclopedia book. So I've been taking a lot of advantage from that book. I felt bad cutting into it the first time, but I'm actually giving it a second time because I'm sure if no one uses them, they're gonna go in the trash. This is a notepad paper that I stamped and I put in there as an extra journaling spot. More of that paper where I was playing with stencils and that special paper. This, I like this. This is parchment paper. And I use this to protect my kitchen table when I was dyeing my paper with coffee. And so I let the paper dry on top of this, and it got a lot of nice patterns and drop. So I saved all of that parchment paper, and I've been using it as doilies. Like I use my shape punch here, my border punch to make that. And I don't know, it's fun. It has that crinkling sound. It has great texture, and it's been dyed by coffee. So more coffee dyed paper. This is another page from the encyclopedia. This is the word garden because, as I told you, I didn't buy. I got the G letter for that encyclopedia, and so there's a lot about gardening and nice pictures of garden. There's a lady there working on a garden, so I thought that was nice to put in this journal. And actually, then there is Gabriel Garcia Marquez here. He's my favorite writer of all time. So I love that his name is here, and a little bit story about him. This is a envelope, the one part of the envelope that I put in my signature. I'll show you the other part. More coffee dyed paper with that washi tape. I really like how this floral washi tape looks with the coffee dyed paper. And more ephemera paper. I'm keeping everything in the floral theme kind of thing. Well, another sticker that fell off. Another ephemera paper. This is also washi tape. Coloring book page. This is a picture of books that I got from this book, from the paint book. I've used this for a lot of things, as you can see. And I made like a little pocket with it. And these were scraps of the scrapbook paper, so I just made this little cards. And I thought maybe the person who gets this can write about the books they're reading. And write here details about the books. This is a map from an atlas that I coffee dyed. And I made a pocket in here. And so I put more things, more tags, more ephemera paper, more coffee dyed graph paper. This is the middle of the last signature. And this is I love this one. This image is also from that paint book, and I thought it was perfect. There is lace in there, the roses, the pastel colors, and it goes so well with the lace I put in here. I just love it. I think this is, and I put coffee dye paper on the back. I think this is a great for this type of journal. I love that. And it's so, I feel so lucky that I found that book because there isn't much I need to do with these pages, with these images to make them look nice for a journal because they have a lot of interesting details in every picture. Like, look at those little kids' figures. I don't know. I thought it was very cute to put in here. More coffee dyed paper. I put a lot of coffee dyed paper in here. I'm realizing now. I got excited. This is my first batch of coffee dyed paper. And coloring book. I forgot to dye coloring book pages. I think that's what I'm gonna do next. This is another lady that I cut out from the encyclopedia book. I think she's a famous person. I don't know who she is. If you know, let me know. I mean, I should have saved her name because her name was written in there. But yeah, look at that. Doesn't that look interesting and really nice? Like, you can cut these pictures of people from the past from encyclopedia books. So there we continue going. Oh, this is the envelope. And here I put, what is it? A butterfly sticker. But also I cut out a lot of circles with flowers. And I thought this was a great idea. This is again from that booklet I received from my botanical garden, my local botanical garden. It's not mine. I wish it were mine. And so the person who gets it can use this to decorate the pages. It can be, you know, like a tag spot or something. And they're just very pretty pictures of flowers. So I think I'm gonna continue cutting circles of images that I find interesting. I don't know. Another belly band, and this is another cutout from the paper pad, and I stamped Bonjour, and I distressed it because it looked way too white and way too new, but now it doesn't look as white, I think. And more of that gardening page. See, gardening, because this was the letter G in my encyclopedia book. And the last part of my parchment paper, and then a pocket at the end that is the same, it's the exact same as the first one, with this little tag that I really, really like. And we close it like this. And so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this flip through. This to me felt like I was practicing and trying to understand things and styles. So it's not perfect, but I really, really like the end result. I think I still have a lot of room for improvement. I need to figure out how to determine the amount of signatures I want, especially when I'm using a wider a box with a wider spine like this, because all my previous journals have been just a folded piece of cardstock that I've covered in more paper. So they've never had a spine, a wide spine. So I've only put one signature in those journals. This is the first journal I put more than one signature. And so that was a tricky part for me, but I think I figured it out and I really like the end result. So I hope you enjoy this flip through, and I'll see you next time. Bye.